Welcome to another episode of Studio Q. On today's show, I'm blessed and honored to be able to interview Janora McDuffie, who plays Aunt Liz in the upcoming movie Praise This, which is going to be streaming on Peacock. So let's get this show started. It's your girl, Quencie. We are here with Salt and Pepper. How has Gail made you?
Don't get me crying.
And we are here live at the SAG Awards. Leave a message. What's the biggest lesson motherhood has taught you?
To be honest.
Studio
I'm the Q in the studio.
All right, cutie. It's a different world.
Thanks for coming. Thank you for being letting me know you.
It's a mental view of shit over here.
This is probably the best interview I've ever done.
You're such a great interview. My goodness.
This is honestly the best interview I've had in months.
I'm hanging out with my booskies. Studio Q, baby.
Studio Q show. Now you know.
This is Janora McDuffie, and you are watching Quencie on Studio Q. My role in the film is Aunt Liz, and I'm with Uncle Larry, played by Kendrick Cross, and together we just provide that unit for our beautiful daughter Jess, played by Angelica Washington, and welcome with open arms Sam, played by Chloe Bailey, of course. And so a good 50+% of my time is just our home, and it's just the four of us. And it's powerful showcasing and image and representation of positive Black family and community. So we are happy to provide that. And so it wasn't until the competition portion at the end that I was able to share the stage with and meet so many of the amazing cast members. Movie magic, however, is you shoot one thing this way, then you turn it around and it's something completely different. So turning it around, I only got a chance to hear and react to some of the actual competition. So that's a long story short to say, I am so excited to see this movie. Really see the magic that I know and the celebration of gospel music that I know is part of the film. So I'm excited too. Blessed and honored as a part of the film, but also a fan, and I can't wait to be in the seat.
Nice. Who did you pull from to be Aunt Liz?
Oh man, my mama. I know my mama's my mama and not my auntie, but my mom is full of so much love, and I just think that's just what Aunt Liz was. Just loving, open arms, Southern cooking self. That's my mama all day.
I love this picture of you and Chloe.
Chloe Bailey is amazing. And you never know, like, it is her time, first of all. And you never know what someone's going to be like in real life, especially someone as on and popping as Chloe is. But she was a truly genuine person and human. And I talk about the time on set. I remember, a lot of times on set, you say cut and people will go straight to their phone, right? No interaction, no anything. Chloe wasn't like that. And I even remember a time during a break where her and Angelica, who is Jess, who is my daughter in the movie, would meditate during the middle of a break and not be on their phones and just put positive energy on the set, just calling for peace and love. And that is definitely a reflection of the person and a reflection of how it was on set. It was such a positive place where people were just happy to be there. So again, just an honor to be part of all of that.
I want to know, did the Holy Ghost show up? The praise teams was praising, okay?
Now, the Holy Ghost is always somewhere in the mix. So I'm going to say yes. Now, did anybody start speaking in tongues or dancing up and down the aisle? I won't quite say that. But there was definitely something greater that was there. And again, I think that's a testament to the positive, feel good, everybody nature of the movie and what it was about. it was about, sure, music, sure, following your dreams, but you add the layer of God or just recognizing something greater within us, or that's part of it, then that's a whole nother exponential level to what's going on. So the Holy Spirit was there, but it wasn't in the script for somebody to speak in tongues there, but the Holy Spirit, she was there for real.
Tina Gordon, you got to be directed by a Black woman. She's done so much great work. What was it like being directed by a Black woman, and this particular Black woman, Tina Gordon?
Man, Tina is amazing. Every director is not an actor's director. A director has a lot to do on a set. Like, do we have the scene right? Like, just so many things. Shot list. It's she's got a team, but she's at the end of the day responsible for a lot, how it comes out. And some only pay attention to part of it. Like let me just get this beautiful shot. Okay, action. And then you don't have very much communication with the actors unless it's something bad or, something that they got to clean up, or that's not the vision that we were going for. Tina also is part of the writing of the script as well. So to have her be invested as in that way, and an actor's director, as in she knew how to communicate, she knew how to positively pour in, and for that pouring in to be from a Black woman, man, I don't think people understand the power of when someone looks like you in a setting like this. You can't put that in words. So it just meant so much for her to be in all her excellence.
Mm-hmm.
And then to share that space. And again, it wasn't just her being a dope ass queen at what she did, but also she was kind, and also she just knew how to communicate with so much love and enthusiasm. Because that's the thing too. Mm-hmm. You can know how to communicate, but everything can be very serious because there's a lot of money going on. Like, we got to get this right in time. A lot of things going on. But for her to also be kind, joy. And when you get joy from the director, when you get joy from the lead actor, when you get joy from the production company up top, like, you can't help but to have a film that oozes that through the screen to the audience. And again, the power of storytelling in general is for you to take whatever and pass it on. So we passing on joy. We passing on all this good gospel music. We passing on this positive message. So, yay, team, praise this. I am ready. Yes, Aunt Liz is gonna be.
It's such a great, it's such a great film. How did you get the role? How did you come to get the role?
Well, I'm bi-coastal. I'm based in LA. Also have Southeast representation. Shout out to SY Talent, who's my agent, and I've got an audition and did my best. However, the audition I had was months before I got the actual call that I got the part. And so I had, as an actor, you can't get hung up on whether or not you get a role or not. Because then that's just a quick way to crazy. So you just do your best and you let it go. So I had let it go. And it was only a few months later that I found out that I was going to spend more time in Atlanta, which is always a good thing. I love me some ATL.
So you're very, very familiar with the gospel competition world.
Yes. However, I would like to point out it's been a while since I've been in high school. So as an adult, I'm sure it has evolved and in such a beautiful, powerful way, which I know that this film is a celebration of. So I can't wait.
Oh man, when I tell you, I watched it twice because it was just so good. Like, and you see all of these competition shows, like Sing and all of these ones with like mostly just white actors. So this was just a treat, because we should always be a part of them. You know what I mean? But to have it all be gospel, praise team, young people, mixed with the church shade, it was great.
Yes. Because that is part of the conversation too sometimes, right?
Shade is in every church, okay? Because we're just humans.
No man stands alone. And also no man or woman is an island, and nobody got to where they got to by themselves. So I do want to
Yeah.
shout out Will Packer and his crew and his amazing love for talent, and supporting people's dreams, especially Black women. So Will Packer was also he and Shayla Cowan were also the production team behind the Oscars. So they knew me
What?
as and gave me the opportunity to audition to be the voice, and I was blessed to have gotten that role. But what brought me to LA was being in front of the camera. Being behind the camera as a voiceover artist is a beautiful extension of my journey. But this is what really brought me here. So to give me the opportunity to audition for Aunt Liz, again, always want to recognize and give shout out and love to people who have given me the opportunity. So thank you, Will Packer. Thank you, Shayla Cowan. Thank you, Tim Story. Thank you, Joanna Fire. Like all the folks behind the scene. Thank you.
Yeah.
Such
Well,
gratitude.
we cannot not talk about this
Oh,
this right here. Come on
that's a
now.
perfect segue, right?
Please tell us about this experience of you like hosting the Oscars like live. You're the voice that we hear.
I am the voice. I am live, and the pressure is on.
That's what I wanted to know. Like I saw, like first of all, tell us like what was that experience like for you? It's iconic just for us to, just anybody who is on the outside to know that you got to do that. But what was it like for you to actually do that? You the one to be the one who, break down those barriers at the Dolby Theater.
Yeah, at the Dolby Theater live. Well, first and foremost, the theme that Will and Shayla brought was bringing people back to the movies. I feel like the Oscars are definitely like the movie magic of Hollywood and celebration of that. But watching the show can be a little stale, a little white, a little distant. So they wanted to bring people back to the movies. And so what better voice? And I think this is why I got the part than a Southern Black woman. You know what I mean? Come on, y'all. Come on. So I really wanted to come from that place with everything said. And I also have to give a shout out to the woman who was assigned to be my script supervisor. I believe that's her exact title. She's the woman that sits right beside me during the telecast and is like, this is where we are in the script. This is what we're going to say next. Just making sure I'm on point. We have 3 rehearsals leading up to the Oscars. And right before our first rehearsal, she says to me, Janora, what an amazing job that you have. You get to say these people's names to the entire world who have worked their entire life for this moment. So as soon as she put it in me being in service to them and like, wow, I'm ready to say this for y'all. Get ready. Then it became so much less about me, how I sound. Am I going to do this right? How am I going to say this? Then like, yeah, let's celebrate. Let's all celebration, all from the heart with what I say. So that took the pressure off when it was not about me anymore. And so, yeah, so we live, we're doing it. We're going through and even with things that happened in the telecast, the show must go on. And here we are. And that's what I'd like to point out too. It was really a good show. And I think it is unfortunate the conversation has changed a bit, but let's go back to the original amazing show. That opening with Beyonce in Compton with them horses and that tennis yellow, or man, the acceptance speech, whether it's from Ariana DeBose or Troy Kotzer, the gentleman who won for Coda, that won for best movie, all in sign language. Like that's dope. So it was a really wonderful program. And again, honored to be there, honored that I was able to frame it in a way that I felt like had elevated me to another level in my performance. Because that's what, going back to tying it all together with the movie, Janora by herself, Janora's dope. Like she's great. She's talented. Janora, recognizing God, recognizing something greater coming from that place that lives in all of us. Oh man, that's unstoppable. And that's for everyone too. So I am so honored to have these opportunities to be in these projects that elevate my own myself to that plane where it's only one of us.
Are you afraid that you're going to mess up their names? That's like, because you're live.
Yeah.
There's no do-overs.
Yeah. So again, I went back to what Tina said. What I'm saying is a gift. Now, granted, okay, now, preparation is key in anything, right? So
Right.
the Oscars does hire a linguist to work with me about 2 weeks before the telecast. We make sure that we say all the names correctly, and then we lay down the track that I listen to up until the telecast. So it's no like, man, did she say Thomas or Tomas? I can't remember. Like, no, I have to say, now it's up to me to make sure that I do my homework so that I can come correct on show. And so doing preparation, being a super part of it, and the other part of it, just really working on being present and really recognizing my role as something greater than me, as a gift, as in service to something else. So it's not in my head, instead it's in my heart.
Nice. What is the difference, how you approach doing, like, a voiceover of that magnitude and a role in a movie or a commercial? Like, can you tell us the different?
Absolutely. I mean, the first difference is the easy difference, and that is I can eat as much cake before the Oscars. It's not about how I look or my size. It's just about my voice. So it is a different care of my vocal than something on camera. Because what happens is, on camera, you, in a storytelling world, you receive the story from how I sound and my actions. You get to see that too.
Mm-hmm.
Voiceover, it's just my sound. So much love and concentration and all the things have to go through here that I'm hoping that you get just the same way as if, I was able to also use my hands or my facial expression. No, now it's just all the voice. And as an actor, I don't have the script in front of me to read. Then it becomes memorization. But again, memorization is just the top layer. How does Aunt Liz bring about these words to life that make you feel something, that make you believe that I'm truly Aunt Liz. So just different instruments, different instruments, and different ways to go about the work to bring it to life in a genuine, real way.
Yeah. Now, I know you said when you moved from Atlanta to LA, like, first of all, only a year. I don't even know how somebody in the math and science gets into the acting, but you did. You found your way. You found your way. And you said you didn't really know how the business works. What kind of advice can you get from the 2 decades you've put into becoming an actress and getting these amazing opportunities these last couple of years, to somebody who's just moving to LA now or just showed up, with the same dreams that you had, but, don't know anything either?
Yeah, I say your relationships and your community are everything. First of all, going to your community, it's the people who you surround yourself with. You can't have a whole bunch of folks negative, Nellian, complaining about stuff, why they get this and I didn't, it should have been me, or partying it up, trying to get in through other ways of the industry that people hear about. Like that's a road nowhere too. So because it's not a straight line to success at all. It is ups and downs, twists and turns and detours and highs and lows. Your community is there when it's a low time or it's a detour to help you keep going forward. So that's important too. And in terms of relationships, I mean, I got the audition for the Oscars from a relationship. So, but it's also not a relationship that's based on what can you do for me, but a true, genuine, I met you, let me make sure that I stay in touch in a genuine way, or let me make sure that when the opportunity comes, I'm ready. Because it's also preparation meeting that opportunity again. It's
Right.
also proven, because I could have gotten that audition, but I could have really been bad. And,
Thank God you weren't though.
God, I wasn't. So make sure you are in rooms with people who are a reflection of who you are and where you want to go, and make sure that you stay in touch with people. And you never know what somebody, what version of the angel that's going to propel your career that this person is going to fulfill. In other words, when I moved to Atlanta, I did have a corporate job, and it was in data warehouse, which seems super scientific. But there's a part of me
you were smart though. It fit you at that moment. You were smart.
It fit me at that moment. But then when it didn't fit, I told two people, and it was not two people to be like, oh, what can they do for me? But it was from the heart. So I feel like when you do share your dream, you share it from a genuine space. You allow the people in your life to be of service, and everybody loves to give, as in like it feels good when I'm able to help somebody out, or put somebody on, give somebody love. So you're giving them an opportunity. So sometimes people are afraid to ask for anything, but if you put it again in the perspective of I'm allowing them to serve, especially again from a genuine place. If you want some other stuff, and don't ask. No, I'm just teasing.
Right.
But going back to who I told two people. I told the woman who was assigned to be my counselor, and I told the man who hired me for my corporate job in Atlanta. And again, nothing was attached to it, but I said it from my heart, and I was actually just saying it out of respect, like this is what my next move is going to be. The woman who was my counselor at the time, she says, you know what, I think that's a great idea, but don't quit. I'm going to transfer you to the Los Angeles office, because we had an LA office at that time. And then the gentleman who hired me, he said, I think that's a great idea. Let me give you two of my contacts. Again, going back to relationships. And one ended up being a writer for the Parkers, and one ended up being a writer for the Jamie Foxx show. They both put me on as a union extra, which is a big deal in the life of a career. And that's how I got in the union. So it wasn't, what can Wendell Bryant, that's the gentleman who hired me, do for me? It was like, no, this brother was there for me. I'm going to share it. And look what happened. Two of his relationships came through. So also, it doesn't necessarily have to be you got to know the director. Just be good at who you are and what you do, and you never know who's going to come into your path and come from your heart, and people want to help.
Yeah, I mean, and there was something else that you said once upon a time about vision boards, and how you switch your vision board to what you, instead of what you wanted, to where you were now. How did that change your mind shift? How did that, create a different space or perspective for you?
Quencie, that was a game changer for me. I have had a vision board like that's what we're supposed to do, put out what we want. And that's the truth, right? But my vision board was the same stuff every year. I felt like I was not getting those roles that had been on my vision board. I wasn't getting any skinnier. That car wasn't coming my way. Like, what am I doing? It just became a source of heaviness versus like, inspiration, encouragement. So it was during COVID where, we all rethinking what we're doing with our lives, that I decided to flip the script and do a gratitude board instead. And once I printed out pictures, because we keep pictures on our phone, we think we're doing something, but they all live in our phone now. I printed them out, just moments that just felt good, where I felt like I was winning or on my game or forward momentum. And now when I look at that, it's like, you got this, girl. You already done this, or you got this, girl. Just keep going. And so that's what I look at every day. And it's a living board. It's not like I do this board once. It grows. So my ticket tonight for the premiere of Praise This, that's going to go on my gratitude board. Girl, you were there. Girl, you did that. And my family is here. And I did not know that my family was going to be here. They came down from North Carolina. My wife coordinated this behind the scenes, and they surprised me yesterday, hence these balloons in the background.
I do see the balloons.
So sharing this moment with my family means so much, and that's going on my gratitude board. So times now where I'm feeling like I'm struggling, these are the people that got my back. This is my tribe. These are moments where I have proven that I'm on the right track. So that's what I look at. And let me tell you, ever since I did that, that's when the Oscars came. That's when Praise This came. That's when other opportunities came my way. And so I really think that this whole mindset shift, and you know, I know we're talking about a gospel movie, and some people think that we're talking about different things, but we're not. There is praise. This is about gratitude, right?
Come on.
So this was my pre-praise this board, and through again, greater than me, the doors open for so many more opportunities. So I am praising this. I am praising God. I am grateful, and I am on the ride, because that's the thing too. Like, things can be good, but sometimes we overthink ourselves out of the good time, because it'll be like, well, what does this mean? Or what does this mean next? Like, no, I'm just going to stay right here, because I trust that it's already taken care of, and I'm doing the work, the other work at home, as in keeping my skills and craft sharp, and doing the mindset work every day, making sure that I am finding a way to be grateful.
Yeah. Well, I love that. See, now I'm going to make me a gratitude board. I love that, because that's inspiration. I never looked at it that way. And how dope is it of your wife to get everybody together? So y'all all going to watch tonight. That's exciting.
I'm just still blown away. So we flew in last night. We were in at a wedding in Mexico. We flew in, and I'm looking like and smelling like the airport and customs. So we walk in the hotel, and we go straight to dinner. And in the room was my parents, my siblings.
What?
Yeah, it was really beautiful. And then my best friend from college and her husband, who live here in Atlanta.
Nice.
So
See, and I was going to ask you, like, who shows up for you on those days where you can't show up for yourself? And I can see now it's your wife and your family. Come on.
Yeah, I am so blessed. And there is research out there that talks about happiness and what's connected to it, and its relationships, longevity, how long we live our lives isn't necessarily about how much money we make. Because you can't buy health either, right? And you might be able to buy some nice doctors, but either way, at the end of the day, they talk about the connection between you and your relationships as true fulfillment. So I also really want to make sure that I am tending that. I'm tending that soil as well.
I mean, you get to see it with your family. How proud are they of you, especially within this last 6 months? Come on.
Man, they are super proud. They are super proud. And I think a lot of times, at the end of the day, that's all we want to do is just make our parents proud. What's that song go? I just want to make my mom proud.
That's the truth.
So, yeah. So for them to show up and say, we are proud of you, I am so full this morning, Quencie.
Yeah, I mean, and look at this cast. Look at this cast of people.
Yeah. You got Tina there. You got Phil, who plays Sam's dad. He was there on that last day too. Yep, Lauren Lott.
I love the finale scene.
Yeah.
The finale scene was everything. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I have a Janora McDuffie lightning round. So that's how I usually end my interviews, with a lightning round. So I don't even think you can answer this, because you haven't seen I was going to ask you your favorite scene or performance and praise this, but you haven't seen it all put together yet.
I haven't. So you might have to ask me that.
You can. Okay.
I'll text.
Yeah. To be continued on that one.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Early mornings or late nights?
Oh, early mornings. I had an early morning yesterday morning, and let me tell you why. It is nobody's up. The day hasn't happened. It could be anything. And so just to feel like I'm in a space where before anybody is up at all, and it's just me and the birds and the crisp morning air, it just really to me is a testament that anything can happen this day. Everything is possible.
Cashmere or gold?
Oh, Cashmere. I mean, Cashmere is actually my line name. I am a
I
proud
know.
self-improvement Theta Sorority Incorporated. And yep, Cashmere is my line name. And it is because it was a material that is just so soft, but also so strong. So I am Cashmere. My wife is the gold because she is all things fancy. And I am not. I'm still Southern girl at heart.
Wine or cigars?
Oh, wine.
What's your favorite wine?
Depends on my mood. When the sun is up, I'm definitely a white wine girl. And in terms of the whites, I don't like too sweet, so maybe I'll go with a Pinot Grigio. And then red, definitely when the sun is down. And for me, I love a very rich Cabernet.
Okay, she know her stuff. Jamie Foxx show or the Parkers?
Oh, so I will never forget when I was on the Jamie Foxx show. When you first moved to town, you're excited to be an extra, right? Like it is a big deal. Yeah. And I had a good extra role for that episode. I was part of the her circle, the Garcelle's. What was her name? And Jamie Foxx show. I don't know. Either way, because I'm taking too long. I was part of like her sister circle in her apartment that day. So it wasn't like me in a crowd or in a
Oh, you was an extra. You was a special extra.
I was a special extra. So that is maybe more of my memory to the Jamie Foxx show. The Parkers I did enjoy, but I'm gonna go with the Jamie Foxx show. And Jamie Foxx is just incredibly talented on so many levels. So I must stick with Jamie Foxx show. Those were some good episodes. Now, if you would have said Jamie Foxx or Martin, I would have had to go with Martin. But Jamie Foxx show and Parkers, I'll go with Jamie.
See, I didn't know about the Martin.
Oh, I'm just throwing that in there, just as a conversation. But I was never on Martin.
Okay. So yeah, I was trying to do it between two things that was your defining role against your union. Okay, dancing at bar mitzvahs or being a car show girl?
It's gonna be being a car show girl. Now it's so funny dancing at bar mitzvahs. I didn't even know this thing existed, but they hire They hire a whole hype up crew to like get people up and dancing. And a funny thing about me, Quincy, I have rhythm, but I hate the Soul Train line. Don't get me to like super fancy. So it was an acting role for me. It was not like natural Janora. It was like, okay, Janora, you got this. Like, just act like you know what you're doing, and you can get these people hyped. So it was a stretch role. That was a stretch role for me, but it was funny, and it'd be weird. Like these kids would be like, they come up to you, they'd be like, pop lock, like they name dances and they want you to do it. Ooh. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't. The first time I heard about that was Tiffany Haddish saying she used to do bar mitzvahs. I was like, what is that?
Yep.
Wow.
But it was a hype on or those were hype times. But car show girl, because it was travel. I look back at my car show life, and there are definitely different feelings about it. But the first 4 years of I feel like anything is amazing. So it was me going to cities I had never gone to, staying in hotels that I couldn't afford at that time. And it was a really nice way to see the country and meet really cool people. But after 4 years, it becomes like, ooh, I did not come here for this. This is not a career path. But but between the people I met and the places that I had the opportunity to travel and go, I will definitely choose car show.
It's all a journey. You know, everything is a journey. It's part of your journey. It's not the whole thing, but you know, it's part of our journey. Okay, Miss University of North Carolina, the commencement speaker for your class, or being the first Black female SGA president. Which one of those do you hold as number one?
the graduation speaker for my class at Carolina. That was really important to me. And I loved my time at Carolina. And not that I didn't love my time at the North Carolina School of Science and Math. So that's the first Black SGA president role. That's the same title as like student body president. And it was nice to make history in that way. But it's a residential high school. It's actually the number one public high school in the United States.
Are you serious? You smart.
But because it was residential, and because I lived in the same town, I felt torn between my new high school friends, my old high school friends. But my old high school friends were actually my old high school, middle school, and elementary school friends. Because
wow, they had history.
Yeah, so I never felt like I fully was as 2 feet in as some of my classmates. And sometimes that's tough because they have different experiences that I just wasn't there for. So that one's out for that. And commencement was amazing. Oh, and Miss University of North Carolina, that's what you said. Man, the year I was, and I'm Quencie, now I'm just going on all these tangents. You asking me these questions, and you said lightning round, and I'm making all of these some very long.
Listen, can I just tell you, you are in a huge group. Because of the questions that I ask in the lightning round, it's never lightning speed.
Okay,
so
okay.
Normal.
Not messing up the rules of the game.
No.
You would think I would say Miss University of North Carolina. I was in the Ebony spread where they were celebrating Black college queens. It was a big deal. The year that I was Miss UNC was very reflective of going to school, going to a PWI in the South sometimes, right? As in, I was in a long line of Black Miss University of North Carolina's. You first win Miss Black Student Movement, and then Miss Black Student Movement puts you further. And in the last, I don't know, I mean, still to this day, I think we still have a Black Miss UNC. Well, my particular year, they were like, if we have, let's do a runoff, not even runoff, let's not, this is what it was, let's not do a slate of contestants. Let's just have like Janora and this white girl one-on-one, because I think that they felt like that would split the vote, as in only the Black people would vote for Janora. So this other white girl can have the rest of the 90% of the school population.
Wow.
How offensive, like that you think that non-Black people would not vote for me, or that wasn't part of my experience, my community. And it not only did I win, even despite their attempt to change the demographic of who the Miss UNC was going to be. But even after I won, they showed how they felt about it. Normally, you get a crown, you get flowers. No, that had to be sent afterward, after, like, I don't know, I made a protest about it. This was a really time in terms of like in your face, like, nah, girl, you love it here, and most people love you, but some of the powers that be that are still alive, unfortunately, want to make you remember that you're still a Black girl in the South. But I won, and I was the commencement speaker. So still I rise.
Come on. Yeah,
and I'm in praise.
See you. Thank you. Yes, I wouldn't see. That's so wild, because K through 12 for me, I was the fly in the buttermilk. But I went to Clark Atlanta just to have the experience of having a Black teacher, and you know what I mean. So mine was kind of flipped, and that's why I was like, I got to be around some Black people. But I had fun K through 12 though. I had fun K through 12, but I never had a real Black teacher. So to go to Clark Atlanta and be not just at a Black school in the AUC and in Atlanta, it was a really great experience. But it's nice to know that even at a PWI in the South, that you were able to break through barriers.
Yeah.
And my final lightning round question is, what is the feel like? I want to know which one. The feeling of getting that role on Grey's Anatomy as the series regular, or landing the role of the Oscars announcer, like the feeling from one versus the other.
Yeah. Well, you were speaking things into existence. Series regular is what I aim and will be one day on some
Yeah.
amazing show. And if I land in Shondaland, what a blessing. But it was the recurring role, which is interesting because
Okay.
I did not know it was recurring when I got the role. I just thought it was one episode. And I only knew each time that it would be another episode. I don't know if it was because, script is under wraps. I don't know if it's because the script evolves based on people's response to certain characters and things. But each time I got the call, it was something like, oh shoot, they want me back. I'm gonna answer your question, but I'm gonna come back.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I'm gonna stay on this one. I'm gonna stay on this one. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You asked about the feeling I got. So each time I got
Yeah.
it was super exciting because exactly like I'm soon gonna be not necessarily a series regular, but I'm gonna be regular recurring, or they're gonna write me in as a series regular, or just something because I'm coming back. I'm counting now. We at number 6.
Yeah.
Let's see. Each time that I returned back to Grey's Anatomy, I had less and less of a good time. And it has nothing to do with my role, the writing, the directors, the people on set. Everyone was wonderful. Shondaland is another positive place to be. And everyone was kind to me. And I had some juice in my social worker Janet role. So
Yeah, and that was like when everybody was watching Grey's Anatomy, season 7 and 8. Like the whole world was watching Grey's Anatomy at that time.
The reason I started having less and less of a good time is because of me. And this is also a testament to like how things have shifted in my life. Every time I got called back, it became, all right, Janora, you got called back. You better do a good job. You want them to keep calling you back. So it was me playing tricks and putting pressure on myself because I'm thinking, I got to do such a good job because I want them to keep calling me back. Please keep calling me back. And I'm going to do a good job. That I was my worst enemy. I overthought myself out of an amazing opportunity. And it is such a difference from my first episode. My first episode, I showed up and I was just happy to be there. Tom Verica, he was the director of that episode. He's the guy that played Annalise's white husband on How to Get Away with Murder.
Wow.
So he was the director, and he's directed several episodes. He's a really amazing guy. So when I had my audition, he was in the room, did the audition, got the part. So excited when I got that call. And then when we're on set, after the first take, he's like, all right, let me talk to you, Janora. I had gone in thinking that social workers are a little jaded, a little mean, a little, something. He said, Janora, we hired you for your natural warmth. That's what we want. So go back to who you are. And so I feel like that is just a testament to so many things, just like trusting you and knowing that that was my superpower at the time that nobody brought in the way that Janora could bring it. And I think really feeds into me being Aunt Liz, like that natural warmth. It's just part of me. So excited to get the calls, yes, but my own demons like taken away, like the joy from that. Remember, so it's a 10-year span between my time on Grey's Anatomy and my time at the Oscars. And it's also post gratitude board, post get out your head, be of service, and just be grateful. So one, getting the call for the Oscars, I was in tears. Because I couldn't believe it. It's the Oscars and I'm the voice. So I was on a job. I was working. I do voiceover work, post-production sound on movies and TV shows as well. So I was doing House Party, the reboot of House Party. So get a text from Shayla that I got the part, and I just burst into tears, but I couldn't tell anybody why. I was emotional on the sound stage. So it was just a beautiful moment because I had no idea. I just thought they were just saying, yeah, Janora, we know you do voiceover work. Come on, submit your audition. Like, thanks for looking out. I appreciate that. But it's the Oscars.
Yeah.
Like, that, and it was me.
Yes.
And I was not going to make the same mistake. I was not going to show up and be like, well, I got to do this, because the white woman, Quencie Thomas, who had done it before me, she did it for like 7 to 10 years. And so
wow,
I would want to continue. But instead of, all right, Janora, you got to do a great job. No, I'm at the Oscars. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to get on this red carpet and I'm gonna be happy to be here. I ain't got to talk to nobody. I ain't got to have no interviews, but I am here. And let me just celebrate that moment. So from going to, you got to do it right. You got to show up. You got to do it right. All the joy and air out the room to I got it. And I'm just going to be here. And I'm just going to trust that I'm enough. And I'm just going to be in a space of gratitude and service and just trust it's all going to work out. Man, I was a different person. I really was a different person. And so
you had evolved. You had evolved into
question.
Yeah.
Yes. It was a definite evidence of evolution of just my journey.
Mm-hmm. What did your parents say when you got the Oscars, and for Praise This, like when you went into the room and saw them all there gathered by your wife, like what have they said about these last two major things?
Just how proud they are of me, and not just of my current success, but of me sticking to this journey. You know, Quencie, we're talking now, but this must have been in this game for 20 years. So
it's not for the faint of heart. I'm telling you,
it is not. And when I did live in Atlanta, when I first graduated, Atlanta, this is pre-Tyler Perry Atlanta. So there wasn't choices to the same opportunities, even close to it. Like, so it's interesting that I'm now back in Atlanta often working.
I know. It's like, because it's a whole new place now.
It is a whole new place. I don't recognize very much as when I was here a little over 20 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What a journey. Like, what do you see for yourself in the future, just building on the last 20 years in terms of your roles? Like, just being an actress, what can you pull from to push you forward?
I'm definitely sticking to my own advice that I just shared about not overthinking it or okay, man. All right, Quencie. So I do these things called outrageous dream sessions. So this is something that I'm able to do and have fun with without being attached to it. Because I think that's where the struggle comes from. It's like, oh, I got to have it. It's got to be this. How do I release that? And I release it by doing these crazy, outrageous dream sessions where I just say anything that comes to mind that I want to do or can dream of doing. And I do them climbing my stairs in our high rise. I live above the 20th floor. So that's a lot of stairs.
Okay.
Which means
a lot of stairs.
As I'm talking, a lot of stairs. So as I'm climbing the stairs, it means my brain isn't activated on the judgment brain. Instead, my brain is like, let's get up the stairs, girl. Whatever voice that is just dragging you down, she's gone because she's tired. So now I'm able to say all the things. How about first person to ever win an Oscar and announce them? Huh? Let me do that. Let me. Right? I feel like I'm so appreciative of Aunt Liz because I have spent quite a bit of time behind the microphone instead of in front of the camera. So there was a part of me that had gotten camera shy. Like, do I still have it? Worker Janet was a minute ago. Although, not that I haven't worked since then, but in terms of just like work at this level. So it's giving me confidence again to not give up on what I first came here for. So series on a 1 hour drama. I'm still after you, but we have a better relationship where I know that you will appear when it's time. She sees me, I see her.
Yes.
My job is just to enjoy my life. So it's a combination between like dreaming outside the box as big as I can, releasing that, and just being present each day, showing up each day, staying in class, keeping my relationships warm, and being a good person. I mean, there really is something to be said about good karma. Like let me be of service to the people who are coming up behind me. I do get phone calls, Janora, how do I do it? Or I have a son or daughter moving to LA. Can you help them out? Can you mentor them? So yes, is that for me as well, because I feel like there is power power and responsibility in reaching back. So I'm in this beautiful, harmonious dance of dreams and goals and present moment and having a good time and relationships, whether it's career relationships or whether it's relationship with my folks who are here or my wife, and where can we go next? So I'm, that's a long story to say, I'm just working on having my best life. Like it all is going to come together just right.
The last question is, why should we stream Praise This? What do you think we're going to get from it?
Man, you always tell a good movie when it transcends whatever demographic. You know what I mean? You can enjoy a good story, period. You can enjoy a feel-good moment, period. You can enjoy celebration of gospel music no matter what color you are, or even if you're even familiar with gospel music.
Yeah.
But you are familiar with a good story. You are familiar with the hero's journey and what it's like to have a dream and it not being fulfilled, but then finding it through something greater, finding it through music that takes you to something greater. Celebration of family, celebration of community, like all the things will be in here. And I'm telling you, I have not seen it yet, but I rewatched that trailer like it is the movie. It is so much fun and just joy. So I'm so excited about streaming on Peacock.
I cannot wait for everybody to see this film. Like, it was so wonderful. It really was. I think it's going to be one of those things that people watch all the time.
I think so too.
You know,
feeling, yes.
Yeah. I think it's going to be like that annual thing that people are going to have their favorite stuff from it. And just because it has so many different people from the internet, comedy, we got you, we've got Chloe, we've got Country Wayne, Drewski. It's going to be great.
And I can't wait for the soundtrack to drop. Yeah.
That soundtrack's going to be fire because all the music in there was so fire. It was wonderful.
Yeah. So just celebrate all the things. So I'm again honored to be part and really excited about our conversation today to kick off this premiere day for me. So thank you, Quencie.
No, thank you. Thank you. It was awesome to just, hear about your thoughts and your career and, just even what you see in the future and that whole game changer of the vision board to the gratitude board. Yeah, that's gonna bless my life right there. So thank you.
All right. Yeah. This is Janora McDuffie, and you are watching Quencie on Studio Q.